What's up, good people? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the latest episode of the Sim Standard podcast. And of course, guys, you're seeing me look to my right really quick. Just always have to confirm that we are live and kicking. Looks like we are. But let me just make sure. And we will get into it, man. Of course, y'all already know what we're going to talk about, man. We have it there in the title. We will go a little further as far as our thoughts on Madden, all things franchise, everything that we've heard, everything that we know, things that are coming. And then, I'm sure somewhere along the line, we'll also give our brief thoughts on the beta. I will say this, and I'll say it again once we get started. It's a lot of stuff that I just can't answer right now. I mean, for multiple reasons. I haven't been able to just spend all day playing Madden day and night. I just haven't. I've had a little time with it. I know Smitty was the same way early on, when the beta dropped. We have other things to do, so we can't just lock in. But I say that to say this, and again, I'll say this again when we get to the topic, but a lot of questions that I'm getting, how's this, how's that, how, guys, there's no way I could test all that stuff. I haven't gone through a full season. I haven't, we can give you on the surface things. And of course, what we do know, what I've actually been told, just with back office conversation, if you will, this ain't even tuned. It ain't enough to judge Madden 22, in my opinion. But we'll get into that. But other than that, guys, y'all know what we do first and foremost. We go around the horn. We give you guys our thoughts on other things as far as how the week may have been. Y'all already know where I'm going with playoffs. Y'all already know that. You already know. But let me throw it to my good brother Smitty, man. How was your week? How's everything going? And anything you want to hit on before we dive into Madden?
Yeah, no, I mean the week's been solid. The playoffs, man. They've been interesting, boy. I definitely will say that. Hey, I will say this. I know Sim gonna touch on it with definitely, but Ben Simmons got mental blocks. My man's got mental buildings standing in front of him in terms of performing on that court. There is something psychological going on with that man. And see, look, mental health is always downplayed, but at the same time, it's a serious thing too. Sure. What's my man's name? Keon Dooling, for example. I know he was still playing and everything, but then he had quit. And the thing is, when he quit, I'm not sure when he retired. Around the time he had retired, he was either injured or whatever. But the thing was, he had got psychiatric help post his NBA career because he was like his mental was frazzled to an extent because of the pressure of the NBA. So, and that's why I was chopping it up with, my man Watson and the other fellas. And it's like, yeah, it's one thing when you're going to the gym, hoisting up some jump shots, playing in the rec center, and it's just you. You ain't concerned about Sports Center looking at you. But when Ben Simmons goes to the rec center and does that, you see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, oh, look at this guy here. Oh, he should be, you know what I mean? So, and he's had this problem going on for years. Mm-hmm. So he needs help. Seriously. And, if he can get over that hurdle, whatever it is he needs to do to get himself into a comfort zone, so to speak, he'll be solid. But outside of that, Philly should have won that series. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, we letting Atlanta we letting Atlanta off the hook. You know what I'm saying? Like the NBA, the Eastern Conference is letting Atlanta off the hook, boy. They're a decent team, but they are not this good. You know what I'm saying? So even they won last night. And you want to know what's so funny is the key reason why Trae Young got off the way he did was because they were not the Bucks just made no conscious effort to defend the screen and roll. This dude was picking as soon as that pick came around. Nobody was trying to chase to close out on the shot at all. So he had free reign,
especially when he did the shimmy. Like, dude,
yeah, like you
should never be that open.
Oh my! You should never. I mean, and then even Giannis in the timeout was pointing out like, y'all, we can't let this cat do that. And it's like there are some things that go beyond coaching. And you just got to have the basketball IQ. Oh, snap. Holiday is out of position. My man Trey can shoot the 3 ball. Let me come from out the paint, you know what I'm saying, and try and contest his shot. At least slow him down to some degree. I'm going to stand all up in the paint and fall back all game long. He going to kill us. And that's why he dotted y'all for 48. So... And like you can't play ball like that and expect to win. See, this is what I'm saying. Simple, basic. These are basic basketball adjustments that if you just simply do this, they won the game by 3. You see what I'm saying? With him going forward. If y'all rotate, or if you guys actually come up there and meet him on that screen and roll and pick that man up, he's not scoring nearly as many points in that case scenario. And guess what? Now y'all gonna win by what? Y'all would have won that game by probably 10 or 12 possibly. Like that lets you know. So there's that. But the key series, huge props to Devin Booker, man. Devin Booker, man. Hey, Chris Paul was missing. I thought Chris Paul would have been back already, but the fact of the matter that he still wasn't back yet, and my man got a triple-double, leading the team. Cameron Payne stepped up and everything like that. CP3, and then that game, dude, Ayton catching that oop like that, throwing it at the bro.
That was crazy.
That was nuts. I'm like,
perfect pass by homeboy.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Perfectly thrown pass.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, right over Zubac. Zubac just out of reach to deflect it. Perfect position. Yeah, you couldn't get no better than that. Over Boogie standing in front of him like that too. So yeah, that's what's up. And I mean that was a play. That was a play and a half. But if Paul George knocked down them free throws, see what I'm saying? Man. You got to come through. You missed both of them boys at the end. Yeah, you can't do it. See, that's the stuff that's gonna haunt you. That's some kind of Nick Anderson kind of stuff when he choked up when he did that in I think that was the finals back then when they made it in 95. So yeah, you can't now 94, I think that was whatever. But nevertheless, you can't do that. You can't do that and expect to, and expect to win. You got to close this stuff out, man. You got to be on point. Now, I don't know if Chris Paul going to be back for tonight's game. I think he is, but I'm not sure if he is. If he is, though, yeah, man, it's even though it's in LA, it could be a serious problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, if these dudes go up 3-0, it's a wrap, son. So they better come out. Clippers better come out guns blazing tonight, for real. And the last thing, the Pistons got the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, I was so excited about that pick. Like watching it, I was watching it on the phone. Kids was playing and carrying on, everything like that. They asking me for stuff. I'm like, no. I gotta watch this lottery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to just give me a few minutes. I gotta watch this. And when I saw them go to commercial break, Pistons weren't selected yet. I'm like, bruh. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So when it went down, Raptors, Cavs, and then I'm like, oh, dude, top 2 picks. So I'm happy because I was cool. If we got top 3, I'm good. So I'm not even tripping anymore. I'm like, okay, cool. We in the top 3. I'm happy. But the fact we got number 1, yo, Cade Cunningham, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And look, no offense to Jalen Suggs and Jalen Suggs, Evan Mobley are going to be phenomenal players, I believe, based off of the talent they have. No question about it. But and understand this too. The thing about Suggs, yes, he's putting up good numbers in the G League, but at the same time, it is the G League. And I'm not saying that to bring him down any. I'm saying that because we had Amir Johnson. For those of y'all that remember who Amir Johnson is in the NBA when he was playing, we had him on the Pistons. We didn't use him that much, but when we would send him down to the D, well, it's G League now, but when we would send him to the D League back then, he averaged, like, the stretches he was down there, he averaged like 15 points, 10 boards. So he was producing down there. And this is a guy with a high school pedigree, no college, no none of that stuff. So to see Suggs put up some numbers in the G League, it's like, okay, that's what's up. So you can gauge his talent, but it's not going to be the best, gauge to see like what this dude can do on an NBA stage or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he's playing against grown men, and yeah, he's playing against some guys that got some talent to them. But, is Suggs going to be a real good NBA player? Oh, yes, no question about it. I honestly know he will. But I'm just saying that some of these players have some inflated stats when they go in that G League. And then when they come out of there and go to the big boy dance, it's like a readjustment period because the talent level is much, is tougher, I should say. So, but I'm excited nevertheless. I really want Cade Cunningham here. And we all got to understand, the Pistons are not as bad of a team as y'all think. These cats are they're a decent team that didn't go all out. These dudes were playing good basketball. They just needed, honestly, they get Cade, whoever they draft, which I believe is Cade. If they get Cade and these dudes actually start turning up, watch all of a sudden these dudes become a decent team. I'm not saying they're gonna all of a sudden be this world-beating squad. I ain't saying that. But what I'm saying though is that they're gonna be much better than what people believe or people perceive, even from the guys that were already there. This team could have performed much better than what they did. They did a great job of team management, load management, and just you've seen the progression of the team. You've seen the rookies develop just enough, and they've shown the promise. So now they get Cade, and then they can really turn up. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens, man. Especially getting this top pick. I can't wait, man. See what happens, but I'll throw it to you, brother.
Should be interesting, man. Real quick, I just saw something, a side note in the chat. I just wanted to address. You guys know I'm a boxing dude. Lomachenko's nice. He's not the nicest boxer I've ever seen ever. That's a stretch. He's a stretch. He's dope. He's technically sound. He got all the tools. He lost already, which he got it taken to him by another dude who's nice. But the nicest ever? Nah. Can't say that. Also, really quick, man, I a lot of my Steeler family is in here. And again, guys, we're not going to turn this into a Steelers podcast. Y'all know I don't do that. I try to stick to the topics, but I'll say this really quick because it's side talk before we get into the topics. If you guys are interested in seeing my thoughts of David DeCastro being, here it is right here. Y'all can go check that video out. I put it out a little earlier today, and lo and behold, what we thought actually happened. They did try sign Trey Turner. I'll be making a follow-up video about that maybe tomorrow. Another Steeler report. But other than that, listen, guys, what did I say about my Sixers? And I told y'all, I'm not the NBA or basketball wizard or know all of the ins and outs, X's and O's, the way I, follow football or boxing. But I know enough. And I said that Ben Simmons at some point was going to become a liability. You guys watch basketball. Y'all know how it works. You ever hear coaches say, or even analysts, let's say like Shaq and Kenny and Chuck will say, let so-and-so get his, and then we take care of so-and-so, right? Y'all hear that. You hear people say that all the time. Oh, we'll let so-and-so get theirs, but then we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And I knew that was going to be the issue with the Sixers. I think Tobias Harris played very well for us this year, but I wasn't sure if he was going to continue to play on that level that we had seen him play early in the season. Seth Curry stepped up. Again, wasn't sure if he would be able to do that nightly, but, I don't look for Seth to do that, even though I think he's capable. When he dropped 30, the boy can shoot too. He gets forgotten about because of Big Brother, but I like Seth Curry, and I hope he sticks around with the Sixers for a while because I like that shooting, and I like his game. But again, with the Sixers, I was always like, okay, who is our second guy that I can count on? And it's crazy when your superstar, your number two is a superstar, but you can't count on him. And I knew it, man. Now, did I foresee him having that type of free throw percentage? No, I know he's not that good at it, but wow, 34%, dude. Ugh. And Smitty, worst of all, again, in my entire time watching basketball, my entire life, I don't think I have ever seen a guy who's known for being ferocious on the court, getting to the rack, throwing it down your throat, give up a wide open dunk because clearly he's afraid to get fouled. Like Smitty said, that's in his head, man. That's in his head. Oh, you on mute, brother. Yeah. There you go. Oh, I still can't hear you.
Dang, I hit the mute button on the joint. All right, so the thing about that play is that play, like Embiid said, that was a pivotal play, which it was. That to me was like, I mean, it's not as huge. It was more of a seal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the caliber of when Kobe threw that oop to Shaq to seal their trip to the finals. Because if it was a layup or something like that, it would have been like, yay, they pushed the lead further. But the Blazers would have still been like, all right, we're going to try and rally up. When Shaq threw that thing down, that deflated. That's it. My man like, yo, we getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we getting it.
Man.
That dunk right there, and you would have threw it down on both of them cats too. That would have just
it ties the game, bro.
It
right
ties
there.
the game,
and
you take the energy right there. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Tayshaun chased down Reggie, that block right there, that swung. Many people was like, that was the play of the playoffs. If them making that play, shifted the whole momentum going forward into the finals and everything. And it's like that kind of swing would be huge, especially dang, for Ben Simmons to be timid. Yo, he stepped up. Like, that's the kind of you don't know.
I could not believe that,
you don't know how jazzed up them dudes could have got jacked up off of that play. And for him to just throw a pass
so fast. and I get it, because some people have been giving him, well, maybe he thought it was a better whatever. No. But an aggressive minded player, like, oh, I'm yoking this joint.
Yeah.
The coach would have to say, yo, your man was wide open, you should have kicked it. You know what I'm saying? An aggressive dude that close to the basket, he's bringing the house down. He's gonna shack that thing. Yeah. Everything's coming down with it. And the dude passed out. It's one thing to pass out of the paint, bro. You passed up. You were under the basket pretty much. You right there. You at the cup. You 6'10" or whatever you. Come on. I mean, that's the thing that you do well is yamming on. Like, that's what you do. I knew right then. I see, yeah, it's over. It's I ain't never seen it. Honestly, man, and I know some people are saying, oh, ain't nothing wrong with that dude. He don't care. Maybe, listen, we don't know these people personally. I'm going to always take that stance. I try not to judge. I don't know what people are going through mentally, whatever. You know, maybe he doesn't care. But I can't say that. I don't know. But in that moment, that definitely looked like somebody who lost their confidence. That's what it looks like to me. Confidence in himself. I don't want to get, go to the free throw line. That looked like is in his head, man. He might have been able to get that off without even getting to the line. He might not even have got fouled. That's how open it was. Because the other guy probably going to just back away. When he see him go up, they're going to back away. They ain't going to stand there and get posterized. Whatever, man.
That's what they did. If you see how that play looked before, as he was getting like when he turned that corner, it's not like they were trying to go up with him. Like,
yeah, man.
They didn't do it. If he went up for the dunk, they'd just been like, oh, dang. But he tried to pass it. They was like, oh, sweet. So we could do something now.
I bet you Thibault was surprised.
Yeah.
He did not know that ball was coming. I tell you, I know they always say keep your head on the swivel. Thibault did not know that ball was coming to him, man. There's no way. But that's what you get, man. Like I said, I'm not disappointed. You guys know, I try to be a realist, when I watch sports, especially when it's a team that I like. And what did I say last week? We ain't gonna win the chip this year anyway. Like, it's just a matter of time. And so I wasn't disappointed. I saw some people going crazy, but like Smitty said, if there ever was a year that we could have quote unquote stole a championship, this was the one. This was the one. Because who was I concerned about the most? The Nets. What did I say? If the Nets are that three-headed monster and they strong, nobody's beating them. KD gave it his all. Man, salutes to him. That dude did what he and then people getting on him for the air. But like, see, this is what I'm saying, man. Come on, man. The dude done put up 50. Like, it's fans are crazy. Like, we expect perfection out of these people. This dude done scored all these points in 2 games back to back. And he shoots an air ball. I saw people say he's trash. He shot an air. Y'all need to stop, man. But anyway, once they was out of it, and I was like, oh, those guys are injured. Oh, we got a shot. Because the Bucks don't scare me. I think we could beat the Bucks. I thought we would have beat Atlanta, but clearly it won't have time. Like I said, so it is what it is. But right now, man, I am rooting for. If I had to root for a team, I'm rooting for the Suns, man. I really like to see Chris Paul go ahead and get him a ring. I like to see Devin Booker, the way he's been playing, to be rewarded for the year that he's had. You know what I mean? Like, this dude has stepped it up in the playoffs. So it's always cool when the teams that you could tell is emerging actually wins the title. So I hope that happens in that regard. But that's all I got, man. That's all I got. So let's get to it, folks. I'll actually throw it to Smitty first, man, because I'm just curious to hear his thoughts. Because we actually haven't really chopped it up offline. But let's talk about Madden, man. The main 2 things that we'll get into tonight, guys, what we want to, kind of discuss is all of this franchise news that's out here, in no particular order, but how we're feeling about it. Was there enough? Did they listen to the community? Just everything franchise. We'll talk about how we feel about that in general. Then I'm sure we'll go into some individual topics within that. And then we'll just talk about our latest thoughts on the beta, being that it's like a week later. And that'll be the show. But Smitty, man, what are your thoughts, brother, as far as all of this franchise stuff that we know now? I don't know if you guys have had. Let me go ahead and plug it really quick for them, because I think not about EA, but for us, really good information in 2 places. Go listen to the Making Madden podcast. The last 2 episodes that happened this week. The latest one was today. And also go check out Swami as well on what's his name? Bengal's channel.
Oh, see, I didn't listen to that yet.
Yeah.
I need to listen to that then.
You want to listen to both of those, because Swami goes into more details as far as the coaching tree. It's stuff that I had no idea that I was discovering while playing the beta and was like, oh, so that's why I can't. Oh, okay. So I have to make a choice here and kind of build my like it's interesting. Go listen to that stuff, man, because it's broken down way more than what me and Smitty would be able to do. We didn't design it. We haven't been in the building.
Right.
And I think the gridiron notes are coming out tomorrow as well. But what's your thoughts, Smitty, overall, man, on everything that we know so far about franchise mode?
Well, I mean, as far as all the information that's put out there, I love it. I absolutely love all the information they put out there. I mean, the depth of what they given us for this year is sound so far. I will say that it gives me more that I have stuff to do. They put the news in a good spot. Instead of it being packed all the way in the back, they got it right there toward the front. So, that's what's up with everything laid out. Your team management, it's refreshing. And, man, I'm sorry. Like, I just like the team management stuff, the dynamic wear and tear system in there. And mind you, like what Sim had said earlier on, I'm in the same boat with him too. I haven't had a ton of time to play the beta like I really wanted to, but knowing that the beta ends next week, I definitely am going to play some more. Like I'll have some time freed up. So I'll be able to truly dig into it. Yeah, because Father's Day weekend was a bit tough, and then I just had some other stuff happening. So I got to dabble, but I didn't really get to dive in like that. But as far as man, one thing I will say, I wish the rookies were. Well, I mean, I know the ratings aren't finalized and all that stuff, but I wish the rookies were a bit better than the beta.
Y'all know why they do that, though.
I mean,
we all know.
Yeah, I know why they do that.
They still got to have their reveal, so they're gonna. I get it. Because what happens, and real quick sidebar, in previous years in the beta, people have kind of been able to guess what the ratings were going to be because they were close. So, and I'm just freestyling here. I'm guessing the reason why you're seeing them so low. I mean, like Najee is like 59. I think that's probably why they don't want to give anybody any indication. Maybe I don't know, but they are extremely low though.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, like I get it. I get why they did that, but but nevertheless, hold on, wait, I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh, gameplay. Look, gameplay wise, until they really go into it, I can't truly tell like to the fullest what they've done. Like we've touched on already. It feels like they're trying to open the game up to some kind of capacity. So while the 2-man animations are still there, and I mean in particular, it feels like it with the wide out DB play. The 2-man animations are there, but it doesn't truly feel as tethered to a degree.
Yeah.
So it's looking a bit more sensible when it comes to those 2-mans when those 2-mans trigger. You have plays happening at times when the when both of the animations will be separate and they're right up on each other. And other times you have the 2-man anim that'll kick in. So it's like, it's kind of like a little mix going on of it right now. So I'm not like super duper impressed with the gameplay at this point. And I mean, the gameplay does need to be, it needs to feel like it truly has made it as an improvement. They made improvements with the player movement. Now, that is something I definitely can recognize too. But overall, am I like, yo, this game is amazing? Or there isn't anything that blows my mind as far as gameplay at this point. So it feels like it's a little bit. It feels like it's a little bit better than Madden 21, but I mean that's not really saying too much right now. And I mean the games are complete, so I'm not going to be like, oh man, this is what it. No, so the gameplay has to finish in a sound fashion where it gives me enough of an organic experience that it complements the work done in franchise mode. Because if it doesn't complement it, then the franchise mode is going to be a wash. Because I'm going to be saying, yeah, it's cool to do all this stuff in franchise mode, but the game on the field don't really reflect it that much. So it's like it'll still bring back that same feeling of like, you know what I mean? Like it still needs to feel beefier on the field. So, I mean, gonna have to wait and see. Like that's just the main thing as far as that. I'm not gonna judge gameplay to the fullest until the game comes out. Because like we've said it in the past and everything. What build are we playing on? You know what I'm saying? We're not playing on a finished build. Here, give this to mommy, okay? So I'll give you more milk. We're not playing on a finished build of this game right now. So I'm not going to put all the weight on that. And plus, we're missing the scouting element of franchise mode as well. That's not coming until post-launch too. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So for what it's worth, it's slightly better gameplay than Madden 21, but it's not enough done. You know what I'm saying? At this point, for me personally to be like, yeah, I could definitely rock this out all year. I would be able to rock it for a little bit, but if the gameplay doesn't feel a bit more refined and a bit more dynamic, that's where I'm going to have my problems at. So, but overall, though, as far as the big meat and potatoes element right now is the franchise mode because that's overshadowing everything else. So I'm definitely loving that. All the stuff they put in because these are things we asked for years. And I mean, we had somebody on Twitter I had retweeted, but he took the tweet down. I forgot what it was that he had said. Specifically, he had to convince a player to come back out of retirement for whatever reason, but it was legit.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that scenario.
It's legit. Like that's the kind of stuff we wanted to see happen in Madden. And we said, yo, 2K is doing it. PES is doing it. MLB has it. All these other game series have those things. And we're like, oh, how come Madden don't? So when Madden's doing these things, can't get mad at that. But we need that gameplay, though. You know what I'm saying? We need those organic injury systems in the game, though. You know what I mean? Like, just think how much more player progressive fatigue would be on guys. Do I want to go low impact? Do I want to go high impact? Do I want to? come on, you know what I'm saying? There's just so much more that can be done going forward. I don't know. Hey, Sim, can you get specific with a particular player and have him go high intensity or low intensity with practice?
Sorta.
Okay.
From what I remember, and I can actually, if I get through this game while we on the show, I can let y'all know. But what you can do is you can turn on full pads or half pads, which represents, how hard they go. You can determine. I don't think you can go with player. Maybe that's something that comes later, but you can go with position and whether it's a sub, a starter, or you can split it. So I guess in a way you could. So let's say you don't want to push your running back this week. He's a little more fatigued. Then you can go into intensity, put it on half pads if you want, and have backups. Do more of the, do the practice more so than the starter. So technically, but no. Like you can't go through each individual player and say, okay, I'm going to sit Ben Roethlisberger down, but I'm going to make sure TJ Watt practices. Not necessarily like that, but you can, well, in a way, because you can decide if it's starter, backup, or they split the reps.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So he said, my man saying, hold that L saying you can set it for individually for every player.
Yeah, maybe you can.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. See, I was saying, like, I'm gonna have to mess with it and see what's up.
Have you seen that though? Hold that L. That's the question.
Oh, he said that's my understanding. Oh, okay.
It doesn't appear that way on screen when I'm in the feature, because I've gone through that quite a few times. Like I said, I could be missing it, but everything that I've seen is full pads, half pads, starters, backups, or split reps. I haven't necessarily seen it where I could individually say, I want this guy not to practice. But like I said, it could be there and I'm overlooking it, or maybe they'll do that later on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because everything that we're seeing, and this is not, what's the word, hyperbole. I've talked to guys at EA. What we're seeing in the beta is more. There's more to come. There's more stuff that would be tuned, and I mean, we're not seeing the full presentation. So I mean, who knows what's coming as far as how it will launch, and then of course down the road we'll see what they do with updates. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, just to kind of pick up where Smitty left off. Let me finish this. Well, I don't need to type this. I could just say it out loud. But yeah, Neff, I'm right there with you, man. Neff said he's going to give Madden a shot this year. You guys know Neff has been playing the older games, roster guru. He says he doesn't have the time to really, to do that anymore. And I was going to write here, welcome. That's how I feel, man. That's why you guys always hear me say, I just don't have the time and energy no more, man, to try to upload and download rosters and stay up to date with these. I just can't. And I'm sorry, man. And my PS5 and my little Xbox Series S, they just look so lovely. I can't play them old graphical games. I just can't do it no more. I would rather just put Madden down for a spell, play some more games, and then I'll come back and play it when I feel like getting a fix. If I wasn't into the game, rather than me trying to lumber through like an all-pro football. As much as I love that game is dated now, man. It just is. Like, as far as me and Smitty have said 1,000 times what we love about all-pro football, the passing trajectories, all of that stuff. But when you play it long enough, there are bugs and problems in that game too that you see and be like, man, I wish they could have got a second year, third year, fourth year. And it's stale. That game to me is stale now. I'm going to say something that a lot of y'all might not agree with, but even in this state, Madden actually gives you a little more dynamic situation than that game does. What that game did well was replicate animation and stuff like that. And I said this earlier, Smitty. I was talking to somebody a little earlier, and I said, you know the truth about these video games, and then I'll get to my points about franchise. a lot of stuff that me and Smitty and a lot of you guys are looking for in a football game, we've never seen done. Think about what I'm saying. Some of these things, even them old games don't do. We've gotten to that point where the main stuff that me and Smitty are asking for as far as innovation in Madden, ain't no them other games ain't do that. Backbreaker did. Backbreaker gave you that physical aspect. But them other games, again, go play 2K5 now. And look at that player movement.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
They old, you know what I'm saying? It's just that the nostalgia of those games was real. I feel you. I'm there with you 100%. But I promise you, try to play them games after playing NBA 2K or FIFA or even Madden to some degree. It don't feel the same. But and it's the stuff that we want, like the separating animations and one-to-one stuff. We ain't never really seen it like that. Not the way me and Smitty talk. We're hoping to see that because we compare it to other video games modern day. But like them old football games don't do that either. Now, what they did do, it was a time, of course, when Madden, even some instances in 2K where it doesn't seem like is not a two-man. It is kind of separate. But even with those instances, sometimes you would get the synchronized stuff, or the warp. But I'm going to be really quick, man, as far as gameplay. This to me, and I want to continue to say this is just my opinion because and shout outs to Luke, and I've seen others even say this on Twitter. It's the same game. This is why I don't get into all of that because your opinion is going to be different than mine, and his is going to be different than hers, and that's why if you guys notice, that's why I never really say, well, yes, when people say, well, do you think this is, on a scale of, I'm never going to answer them questions. I don't know what you're measuring up to. I just give you what I think about the game, and that's it. I always say you got to play it for yourself. But what I think about the gameplay, I think it is a step up from 21. Not like overbearing, like Smitty said. It's not any. I don't think you're going to see anything that you're going to be like, whoa. But what you will see, that player movement, yeah, you can see it's a little different. It's a little better.
Yeah.
Tackling. Again, we've been saying this for a couple years now. That's the area of the game that seems to improve. In 22 so far, they did a great job with at least adding more animations. And shout outs to Brian Mazik, man. If you guys watched his video, the interview he said he did with Clint and Connor, I think I see what he's talking about, where apparently Connor and Clint said that what EA is going for right now, maybe down the road, they'll try to get to a point where it can be more completely physical. But right now, what they are doing, and I kind of agree with Brian, I would like to see them go in a different direction. But if the marriage works, cool. We'll see how it translates, from years to come. But basically, it's a combination of animation and physics. So what I got from that, and until I talked to Clint myself, what I got from that is kind of what you've heard me ask for in the past. Even if you can't make the game full-blown physics like Backbreaker was, what you at least need is animations are set, they trigger, but physics augments.
Yep.
If you can do that, we in business.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll take that.
I will take that. And let me tell you.
That's what 2K does.
You see it. You see it in tackling. You definitely can see it. Yep. They're doing it. They are. You can see it. And trust me, when the game releases, I will be showing a lot of clips of the things that I like about it. Well, we'll see how it finishes. Hopefully, I'll be able to continue to, show clips that, I like this. Passing game, about the same. That's one of Smitty's pet peeves as well as mine. It seems like it's a little looser. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead, Smitty.
A skosh looser.
Yeah.
Just a skosh. And that's That's annoying, man. It sucks. See, that's where the saving that's where it makes it happy yet upsetting about the wideout DB play, because the passing, they open the window a smidge, so you could still throw passes at times where you're leading your receiver or you're leading it to a spot, and then it's you and the defender. The bad part is they still throw it to where you're going to be, and the DB has more awareness than you in terms of getting the proper angle, and all of a sudden they will undercut you, take that precise angle at the last moment, and all of a sudden they coming away with it. Boom, 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 snatching them boys. So that's the problem.
Yeah, you still get those scenarios. Here's a pro tip that I've noticed in practice. And listen, maybe this is something you can do in 21 and 20. I don't know. But I have been talking with some people at EA, and I'm like, yo, man, we got to find out what, we got to be able to place the ball. And let me say this, and I don't think this is no harm in me saying this. They feel the same way. And this is recent conversation. They know. They also feel like, yeah, we got to do some better things with passing. Remember, we can't take full credit for it, but we were beating the table very hard for this. I think we helped influence target passing. Remember that? It just wasn't implemented. It didn't execute as well as it could have. But they tried that, and they haven't done anything since. So, speaking with some guys, they was like, yeah, we know we got to get back to, doing some more things with pass coverage, not pass coverage, but passing in general. But here's a pro tip, right? I went in practice, I put the ball on like the 7-yard line, and I practiced throwing fades. Here's the tip. I think they did do some work with the lob. If you lob it, he'll throw it to the pylon. And I was pulling off some phenomenal catches, right? And it really didn't seem like it was a two-man situation. We'll see. And I'm very curious, Smitty, to when they go into gameplay. I'm on the same boat as you. I want to know exactly what they did, because I know I'm not crazy. We've been playing this game a long time. I'm seeing instances where it appears that they are going away from that two-man override. I can't be certain, but there's things that I've done in this beta that I purposely tried to do that in 21 I already know the outcome. Lob passes would be one. Rat catches would be another. Drags. I'm not seeing any of that stuff. I don't know if Smitty has. I haven't seen that animation that they both dive together and he gets the interception. I ain't seen it. I've been trying to get a warp on a drag. Have not seen it. Not to say that it's not there. I'm telling you. If you guys are playing the beta, go in the replay and look at some of that stuff. Like Smitty said, it's instances where you can tell it's there. Like they're still on the trenches. There's still times where you can kind of see something's going on, and then they kind of go into an anime. I mean, it's not completely, but I do believe that they're working towards that. I have no proof of that, but I can't wait until they give a deep dive. Well, actually, they said it in the gridiron notes. They did say, if you guys recall that, they did say something about trying to, produce more, quality like interactions versus. So yeah, maybe what we're saying is correct. But like I said, tackling to me looks like the biggest refinement other than player movement. I've seen a whole bunch of variant animations. I've also seen some of the older animations. It does seem like you're able to interrupt them way more than you used to. And like I said, there are more situations that feel physical, looks and feels like it's physical, where maybe physics is kind of mirroring animation. Other than that, though, like Smitty said, I don't think there's anything groundbreaking about gameplay. It just appears to be refinements right now. And what I would want to see them do going forward is, let's start really fine tuning this gameplay now, man. If you're working towards having more realistic interactions, then I think that's the first step. AI, I have seen some instances where it does appear to be better. It's hard to judge though with the broken coverage that they are telling us that they know. Oh, this ain't in the beta, but will be fixed by launch. So it's hard to judge. When they tell you in the beta, even with the update today, it's told you this is still work in progress. When they're literally telling you that there's certain areas of the field that, then how can we really judge it? But I will say this: in certain coverages, I've noticed the deep safeties are playing and reacting better to the ball. I definitely seen that. But other than that, like I said, man, look, it's what it is. If you liked the gameplay in Madden 21 next gen, I think you will still like 22. I think it is a minor upgrade. It's just not anything groundbreaking yet. So I got to side with Smitty right there and say, now I want to see, I want to see that elevation start to happen. I kind of understand what happened in this particular cycle. Again, when me and Smitty say stuff, it's never to give EA a pass, anything like that. We're just telling you the truth. Seeing all this stuff that they added to franchise and knowing that they probably didn't really start working on Madden 22 until around late October, early November, gameplay probably didn't get as much attention. That's just how it goes. We shall see, though. I'll reserve my judgment for when they put out the blog and the deep dives on gameplay, and then we can really say, okay, so based off of these things, I've seen X, Y, and Z. But other than that, I mean, I don't think you're gonna see like my man Reboy said, yeah, I've seen some reach. I'm seeing animations that I haven't seen in 21, if that makes sense. And again, I don't know if that improves your experience or not. I'm just saying, I think the game, and again, let me just say this, and I feel like I say this every week, and I'm probably gonna stop saying it, but Luke, again, some of the stuff that you're asking for, you have to follow the Madden's traditional progression. I keep telling you guys that if you understand how the Madden game has been progressed, y'all should understand why it's not 50,000 features in one site. It ain't gonna happen, man. Like, I'm trying to save you the disappointment. Y'all know we keep it real with y'all.
Said 50,000.
It ain't gonna happen. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Like, all of that stuff. And let me be honest with you and say this. I don't think nobody asked for jersey pulls more than the three of us.
Yeah.
Nobody. We've been asking for that since, when Vic Lugo was still there. Well, let me tell you a secret. FIFA has it. Yeah. But let me tell you this. I can say this. I don't think this is nothing that would get me in any kind of trouble. Rex Dixon told me a long time ago, when they get to reach tackles, how he wanted it to work. And when he said that, I said, oh, that ain't no cycle. Rex wanted physics, inertia, positioning, momentum, all of that to play a factor in not only the jersey pull, but how you fall and get pulled down. And I said, yeah, according to how your game is currently constructed, that's not nothing they're gonna do right away. I don't believe it.
Was I there with you? Because that sounds like,
yeah, you might have been there.
That sounds a lot like event. When he explained that. Like, it sounds like it.
And that's the thing, man. Yeah. We know, like, I keep telling you guys that, man. I'm telling you, we never shooting no smoke. We know, because we've been asking for this stuff face to face. And when the engineer breaks it down and tells you how it would be done, and we know that those guys upstairs, they not with that. That ain't no back of the box feature. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how Madden's, that's how their production works. You know why we got this stuff in franchise mode? Trending #1 on Twitter. That's why we got it.
Yep.
I can almost guarantee you, and if I'm wrong, if EA, if some of you guys are listening, please let me know offline. I can almost guarantee you that this stuff would not have happened for Madden 22, where the focus was clearly on franchise, even more than MUT, had that franchise not happened last year. I mean, the fixed Madden franchise hashtag. I'm almost certain we wouldn't have seen any of this, because I'm telling you right now, all of this stuff that they did, this is cycle. This is a cycle worth of franchise commitment. We haven't seen this in a long time. There's a reason why we're seeing it. The bottom line was about to be affected because too many eyes was on that negativity. Higher ups at EA and the NFL. And probably even John Madden.
Yeah.
So that's how it works, folks. So it's like you can ask for all the stuff that you want, and that's cool. But I'm just trying to say, man, I'm trying to save you from keep having these feelings. If you understand how the game works, you're not getting all of that. Like, because you always talk about I want to see what's Saturdays, Thursdays, and Mondays and different crews. Man, that stuff that ain't coming. That ain't coming no time soon.
That's something. How long did it take? How long did it take for 2K to finally get their different commentator teams and stuff like that? You talking about over a decade? It took to finally be able to get to that point.
Don't expect it.
That ain't about to happen. That ain't about to happen anytime soon, man. Look,
ask for it. Ask for it. But
asking for
as far as being so disappointed each time, I'm like, dude, man, by now, come on, y'all should know how this works by now.
If we've been saying, even back in Sim Standard channel days, even before we even did Sim Standard stuff, we all have talked about how Madden is so far behind. Why you think we compared it to NFL 2K5? Because it was so far behind. And we talking about when Madden was what? 4 years? We're talking about 4 years beyond 2K5 at this point. You know what I'm saying? 4 years. Now they get 16 years old. And EA has not moved the needle like 2K moved the needle, like MLB The Show moved the needle. Those guys they took those steps and kept jumping up. EA got stagnant. So they've been stagnant for over a decade. So from development standpoint, when you look across the street and say, oh, look what MLB did, look what NHL got, look what 2K, look what NBA 2K did. Yeah, and I'm like, now think about it. When you saw David Aldridge on the sideline and you see them have these multiple commentary teams and stuff like that, why do you think they just now are introducing that stuff on this? Well, not this generation, but on PS4 and Xbox One. That's when they got around to doing that. That's well over a decade plus of consistent innovation and building in order for them to get that. EA is not about to have no dual presentation packages and stuff and all that. They're not about to do all that in just one shot when their core game is not there yet. We still gotta have it. We still don't have passing the way it needs to be. We don't even have coverage checks the way it needs to be right. Yet. Come on, man. No, there's no. It's not gonna happen like that.
Ain't gonna happen, man.
It's not. Yeah. So there's no point in getting yourself amped up and saying, "Oh man, they let us down again." No, they didn't let you down. That's what happens when you're behind. This is how it works. Because they sat on their hands for the better part of a decade plus. Guess what? If they all of a sudden say they're going to start moving with consistency, they're going to have to move with consistency for a decade plus. That's just how it works. There is no fast track all of a sudden, and it's going to get there. And it doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter how many millions or billions they clear off of Ultimate Team revenue and sales volume for Madden. They have a set budget. You know what I'm saying? And this is what the dev team is going to be able to work with, and this is what they're going to be able to do. And on top of that, bosses got to say, "Oh yeah, you could do that," and by the way, you can't do that. So that's what they got to work with, and that's just the way that's the way it is. Now we can only hope that from the feedback that we've given over the years, that they actually do something actionable toward what we as a community have demanded for. This year, they finally are doing something in that regard. They didn't need no advisory council or whatever they call it. They didn't need no council. They ain't need no game changers on top of it. They ain't need nothing. They don't need any of that to real talk. And we said this, Sim said it multiple times here before. They don't need us to do this. They can do it well without us. But the point is that with what's being built out and with what these guys are putting together, this is something to be proud of, because it's like they're finally doing something the right way. Now,
the voices were heard.
Yeah.
That's what you should be proud of the most.
Exactly.
This is the start of something.
Now, if they keep it going, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, etc., then we're really cooking with gas. I would love
Mad Sci in the building. What's up, Mad?
Yeah. Now that's OG Triple A. Hey, he went to. There was no community day. There was no community event when he went back then. You know what I'm saying? So him and Shop, like the innovators of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Of getting involved like that, getting some kind of information and bringing it to the community. But big ups to the Mad Sci. But no, man. You know, if the stuff they did in Madden, it is something to get behind, but it can't be this one trick pony. It's got to be something that they keep doing. Mm-hmm. Secondly, this is the other thing I will say as well. Those staff points, I know you can. I'm pretty sure that's something you can purchase. Seriously? Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, they said you can't. Oh, okay, cool. All right, okay, cool. So then that's just a bonus. They just get if you buy like the Ultimate Edition or whatever, you get 100 staff points. So okay,
yeah. From what I heard, is it was just a way to, give franchise like a bonus.
Right.
They got to get everybody pre-order in.
Right. Yeah.
That's
okay.
all that
okay.
is.
All right. That's what's up. And yeah, it's definitely something to be proud of. See, this is what, and I brought this point up before, and I'll throw it back to Sim after this, but this is a point I just want to make. Back when Sim and I, me, Sim, Moody, Brozales, all of us, when we was doing Sim Standard Channel back then, and this was like right when we got things going, and we were talking about Madden and all that good stuff. And I'm like, we've been doing all these videos and, we've been going at EA and everything tough. And I mean, rightfully so. But what do we do in the event that they actually start listening and they start doing the right thing? Do we just act like they ain't do anything?
They did.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was told. Even this year, they didn't do anything for franchise mode. I could show you guys the message, but I'm not even gonna do it. But
that's what I'm saying. Like what are we supposed to do? We supposed to act like nothing ever happened? I mean, because it's like for all the energy we gave when it wasn't there, what happens when they actually give us something that's there? Do we act like we turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to all of it now? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you want to, that's fine, but you look crazy doing it. But if you can't sit up here and say they ain't got no depth in franchise mode, and then they got all this stuff in here, and you're like, so you telling me they did nothing? No, because they didn't do the thing I wanted in particular. Oh, because they didn't do what you wanted in particular. That means they did nothing. Or whatever the reason may be. But they've done a lot in the game this year. Dude, you know the craziest thing about this is that the franchise mode depth overrides the gameplay depth that they brought. That's the crazy part.
Say it again.
You know what I'm saying? The franchise mode depth that they brought this year overrides the gameplay depth. Like, I would say 5-1. You know what I'm saying? Like, coaching trees and the player management stuff and the training, the weekly preparations, and we don't even have the scouting stuff yet. That's the crazy part. We gotta wait for that. Scouting? We gotta wait for an update. Oh, it's gonna be part of live service, and there's gonna be stuff coming down the line. Now that could be some good stuff. We got to see how it executes. We got to see how it all functions, of course. But I'm not gonna act like they did nothing. And let me hold on. Let me say this. I just thought about it.
Uh-huh. Go ahead, because I got a lot to say.
I know already, and I know Luke. Luke is gonna be one of these guys. I already see it. When y'all hear about something, if that does end up going wrong, if in terms of franchise mode functionality, all that energy y'all got for that with Madden, y'all better have that same energy with 2K. Because people complain about 2K's franchise mode, how there's all kind of things in my league that don't work right and everything. And I was shocked about it. But dudes pointed out massive amounts of things that don't work, that malfunction and everything, all in 2K's my league. We give it praise. But if we're going to give it praise, remember, they just like they have a busted, they have their stuff doesn't always work. If Madden does it, it's same old EA. No. Guess what? EA's joined that club now. You got MLB The Show gamers that think the franchise mode.
And I love the game, but people are ripping MLB The Show.
They're talking.
I'm having a ball.
See, and they're talking about how their trade logic is screwed, completely jacked up in MLB The Show 21. So we clown EA for it, but with EA giving us that depth, you see what I'm saying? Keep that same energy. Be consistent with it. MLB got janky stuff. NBA 2K got janky stuff, regardless of all the great depth they have. Now, Madden's gonna have, and I mean, look, it's a man-made device. We know something's gonna go faulty more than likely at some point here, or it may have something faulty. We could just only hope that what they have and what they come out with is efficient enough as a service that we can play in our leagues or they're online or offline, and it's sustainable and we can have a decent time. Bottom line, that's all I'm saying. But I don't want to see people just not have that real energy and just be like, only Madden's the one that's busted and blah, blah, blah. And that's, EA never works on anything. And that's why 2K needs to make the game. Okay, so when 2K comes out with their football game eventually, heck, we don't even know how it's going to be or whatever. But what happens when that game has issues? We're going to be like, don't say nothing bad because we want to come back. No. I'm gonna get on them, just like dudes got on Natural Motion with Backbreaker. So no, folk didn't protect that game. We ain't about to protect nobody.
That was a gem in disguise too.
It sure was. It sure was. But go ahead, Sim, man. I'm gonna throw it to you, man. Go ahead, family.
Man, I got a lot to say, guys. I'm gonna try to be as quick as I can. And maybe it won't be that long, but I left my good brother Nev's comment up here, and it goes right along with another comment I saw. He says, complaining over something you have no control over is redundant at best. That is talking about myself. I have friends who are game engineers, and I See, now it's not easy as I thought before. Now, I'm not gonna put Neff's business out there, but let me tell y'all, last time I checked, I knew where he worked and what he does. This dude is very engineerial. That's a made up word. He knows tech stuff, and to hear him say that, that's exactly what happened to Smitty, myself, and Azure. I can't speak for everybody else, but from the Sim Standard, the three of us, that's exactly what happened to us when we started going to EA and talking to the guys in the grassroots, the devs, the engineers, the animators. I was like, oh, okay. This is for those who thought we don't keep the same energy. For one, you get educated. I remember Mad Scientist, who's in here tonight, and Shopmaster used to tell me that before. Yeah, man, it's different when I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yet, all these years, we still get feedback. Well, let me explain to you also why in 2021, I'm not so rah-rah. At the end of the day, it's like my man Neff said earlier. Play or don't play is that simple. Dog, this is not that serious of a matter for me to be going crazy and going ham. The Madden community is the reason why I started turning off notifications on Twitter. I took it off my phone. I only check it when I'm on the, because I don't care to hear about Madden every day. It got to a point where in the past, every single day, I'm tagged in a conversation about how bad this is. Dog, Christmas, Father's Day. I mean, any holiday, name a holiday. And I'm like, why are we so obsessed? It's a video game, dude. Now, one could say, Smitty, well, you guys have been giving feedback all these years. That's because it don't hurt us to do it.
Right.
I can walk and chew gum at the same time. I'm actually chewing gum right now, and I'm sorry if I'm smacking in you guys' ear, but it's like we go too far, right? I don't understand. I can't do it no more, man. I mean, listen, I'm gonna play the game, and if I like it, I'll play it. If I don't, I won't. I don't care about what the community thinks. I'm not gonna shy away. If I find things that I like in Madden, which I do, now I'm seeing potential. I'm saying that. There are still things that I don't like in Madden. I'm saying that, but I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm the one who has to play it. Like, y'all never see me run to Twitter and be like, man, it's good. I don't need to do any of that. You know what I'm saying? It's about my experience, man. It's about my experience. And then here's the other thing that ticks me off with the community. And my bad if I'm singling somebody out, but y'all know me. I'm real. We can have a disagreement and hug it up and go eat dinner right after that. I keep seeing people, and it happened in this chat. All they do is recycle features and bring old stuff back. That ain't progression. If you've ever followed the Sim Standard, numerous years you've heard us say, yo, we need this back in the game.
Sure did.
We had this. We need this. Here's a quick imitation of Smitty. Man, y'all had that back then. Whatever happened to... Smitty says that almost every week. So do you think Smitty is going to be upset when they... Folks, you can't have it both ways.
Hey, Sim. Man, we want Tony Bruno back. They put in Tony Bruno.
Man, you can't have it both ways, bro. You can't. We've been talking about having NCAA features for the longest time. Now they're here. Hold on. There's another thing that Neff said I wanted to put on screen. Let me find it, man. It was a good one. Now, again, don't get this twisted, guys. We supposed to still stay on their neck. Y'all saw me say that the first day the post came out. I said, oh, yeah, that's good. But yeah, let's keep it moving. Yeah. But like Smitty said, if you're not giving, are you not allowed to give credit? I can't find the comment, but I can sum up what he said, though. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. People, as we he says, we do the same things and we all do things from our past, but we do them differently. Today's tech is not as simple as we think. Trust me on that. And that's the thing, too. It's like, because again, I was a prime example of that. Man, why y'all can't just do this? Coaching adjustments. Smitty remembers this. And before they brought it back to Madden, I was like, dog, it's NCAA. Just put it in Madden. It was like, Sam, it don't work like that. You can't just. So what I'm saying is a lot of the features that might have been on prior gen is not just dump it into this. It's like you got to
build that.
You got to build that, and it's new code and new tech. And all I'm saying, man, is we can't have it both ways. Am I excited at what they're bringing to franchise? Yes. That's all I've been talking about for the last several years. We have no depth in franchise mode. Am I pleased? Am I going to let them off the hook and not give any feedback going forward? No. I might even do it even more. You know why? Because this is where they messed up with me. Boy, this is a lot y'all did in a short cycle. So what you really telling me is if I'm going to take back what y'all heard me say last week. 2 more years of this type of progression in franchise. Oh, we there.
Oh, yeah.
We there. If you can do this, think about all of the other features you want, right? And let's say take 4 of those and we get them in 23. Take 3 or 4 more and we get them in 24. We there. Now they done put more pressure on themselves than they think. Because I'm like, oh, so y'all really could splash. Y'all made a splash in franchise.
Yeah.
I heard Swami say today, shout outs to Moonlight Swami. Go listen to those podcasts. Yeah, Swami said that they fought to get scouting in for this year because it could have gotten pushed to 23.
Ooh.
Some people are going to say, oh, no, he's not. Trust me, we know. Mad side, we know. They could have easily pushed that to next year and said, well, we couldn't get it in this year. Mm-hmm. But this is what I'm saying, man. Adding all of the stuff that they added, I'm on your neck even more now. Like, oh, so y'all was playing with us the last 5 years, huh? That's what y'all was doing. Y'all could have did this. At least in the last 5 years, we could have got all of these, even if you only gave us one every year. But what I'm not going to do, like Smitty said, is I'm not going to not give credit or show appreciation for stuff that I've been asking for that's finally in the game. Mm-hmm. We still got to reserve judgment. But, I mean, I'm just not so critical these days, man, as far as, like, getting so bent out of shape. I give my feedback. Hopefully, they make a better game. And if they don't, oh, well. Oh, well. And then a lot of y'all keep saying, that's why I'm still playing Madden 17 or Madden. I don't get that. I'm sorry. None of them games.
Those games are in worse condition than what we're playing now. So it's like, if you find the value in them older Maddens,
I don't get it.
Okay, like to an extent, I can understand PS2 and Xbox to an extent, but now you talk now though compared to the PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah, no, I can't give you that one, Playboy. That one's to each his. That's like somebody saying they love Live 19 over 2K, 20 or 21 or something like that. That's to each his own thing at that point. It's like there's no real comparison, but that's how you feel. I just respect your feeling at that point.
This is a great one here too, man. And then we'll talk a little bit more about franchise. Mm-hmm. My man 757, shout outs to him. He said he gets his PS5 tomorrow. I can't wait to hear your thoughts because this ain't a disrespect to other people, but it's certain people that I listen to when they give feedback. 757 is one of those because I know what he's looking for and I know he's gonna find the intricate thing. Oh, they actually did that. All right. Oh, they could do better with this. Or it ain't gonna be no rah-rah feedback. NY Kia is another one. I know what NY Kia is gonna do. Remember, NY Kia was the one who walked me off the ledge way back in the day when I was trashing Madden. He was like, well, Sim, actually, it's some of those things they actually do well. I was like, no, they don't. and this was Madden 11. I refused to buy it. He started allowing me to see, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have an objective opinion and you don't just have an agenda, that's who I listen to. Not just it sucks. Why does it suck? Man, it just sucks because you can't put your mouthpiece in the way y'all. No, that ain't enough, man. You got to give me some meat. But anyway, he says here, we have to realize with the Madden community, they can't win. They need to just create the best representation of the sport and not worry about all the other mess. I just get upset, and here you go. I just get upset with them when they fold into pressure, and at times that pressure doesn't make the game progress. Yes, and I've been telling them that. A couple of people that I talk to, I've been like saying, hey, here's my feedback on the beta. Look, bro, stay with your vision. Do not fold to the community. Don't worry about me as a sim guy. Don't worry about him as a tourney guy. And don't worry about him who's an arcade casual player. What you need to continue to do is focus on football. I love the way Swami is talking in that last podcast about how things that they're doing in franchise, they want to make it more authentic to how it really works when you're an OC. And keep that energy.
Yeah.
And do that with the gameplay too.
Yep.
And like I said, we will judge more of that when I want to see what they have laid out on the table for gameplay so I can, really know where they're going with it. Then we can really give our real opinions. But like I said, man, I hate that I have to say this because it shouldn't be this way, but I feel like it's a refined version. I feel like this is how the game should have played on the first time out. Right. Yeah. The first one on next gen should have felt more like this. It was minor improvements in 21, but this one I can definitely see. Oh, okay. I see what y'all trying to add some physics in there. Momentum and weight seems to have a little factor. Like I said, seems like two-mans aren't as prevalent, especially in catching. They kind of mentioned that in the last gridiron note, so I want to hear more about that. Tackling, I see a whole lot of different interactions that I didn't see in 21. But again, are there things that's gonna make you say, yo, this game off the I don't see that yet. I don't see that gigantic leap in gameplay where I can say, oh yeah, it's way better. I could just say I think it's a better game. I think it's in a better place gameplay wise. And what I want them to do is to continue. It's what we say all the time. And in this AI stuff, I want them to break that down because again, I think I am seeing some better AI, and I've heard that quarterbacks are supposed to be playing differently. One thing I did notice, and you guys who have the beta, let me know if y'all seeing this too, or if I'm tripping. Quarterbacks are anticipating throws. I'm seeing them throw the ball early, and and it's weird because I said, wait a minute, because I'm trying to do that too as a user. Look at the quarterback play. And some of those plays that you thought was near misses and you was in this, go back and look at when he released the ball. It's little stuff like that I'm seeing, and I'm like, whoa. I don't recall seeing that before. But that's just it, man. I mean, listen, like Neff said earlier, man, I just don't have the time, man, and energy to just. They're either gonna do it or they're not. That's it. I mean, I'm just not him. I'm sorry. I'm not that guy that you coming to for me to just be so crazy and raw. No, man. I take the game for what it is. I'm going to tell you what I dislike about it. I'm going to tell you what's bad and ugly about it. And I'm also going to tell you what I like about the game, where I give them credit, and continue to, provide my feedback and hope the next time around it's even better stuff. But to just, I don't know. And like I said, if you follow their progression this year, maybe you could put that to a side because I didn't imagine they were going to get all this stuff done in franchise. And I know some of y'all are saying it's not a lot. It is. It's a lot when you consider their progression. Think about the last 4 years. And you're going to look at us with a straight face and say they didn't do a lot. They haven't done nowhere close to this in the last several years. franchise mode leading the charge, bro. It's the like Smitty said, it done got more to me in the naked eye. It's gotten more work than gameplay and MUT.
I mean, think about look. Hold on, wait.
So
two developer interviews, podcasts, okay, deep dive article, deep dive trailer, and initial trailer. The focus is on the franchise mode stuff. All this focus on franchise mode. Yeah, we got player movement 2.0. We got it's like they just threw that in a short paragraph with gameplay and gave all this meat and potato stuff about franchise stuff. Oh, by the way, the scouting stuff that we telling y'all about, yeah. That's not here yet. That'll be after the game launch. What? Oh, wow. Okay. Come on. Like, they're giving us the death. Okay, off top. Now, they have to do more than a one-trick pony, of course, but you got to do, we're not going to be naive to what they did. And see, this is just another point here. See, this is what I was just saying here. My man Luke co-signing with another cat on here, and they said Xbox 360 Madden was the best. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody is to each his own with what you like. Listen, there are people that loved NBA Elite. See what I'm saying?
I have to say this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I want you to continue.
All right.
Y'all know, and I had a delayed reaction. Y'all know that strikes a nerve. Smitty knows why. When you say Xbox 360 has the best Madden, I was one of the guys who saw next gen Madden trailer. I didn't know anything about CGI and all that then. I wasn't SimFBallCritic then. I went on GameTrailers.com where we all used to go.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw that trailer and I said, next gen Madden 360. I bought a 360 at launch, waiting to play that. Wasn't until Madden 08 that the game got decent. So please explain to me how 360 Madden. I mean, again, I don't want to say it so harshly because it's your opinion, but I don't see it. I don't see it when people say that. Gameplay wise, I don't see it.
That's all. Like I said, there are people that think that NBA Elite is the hotness. So that's perfectly fine. You think it's all that in a bag of chips?
Man,
you go ahead and you enjoy that. And there ain't no crime for it. But it's not better. It's not. Okay. So this what I'm saying. When you think that Madden back then is the best, clearly there's something missing here. There's a bias that you got that's just out there, and that's on you. I ain't mad at you, but it's not. There's no way in the world that it's better than what even playing this beta. No way it's better. No way. Player movement was much more horrendous back then.
Oh
too.
My god!
So
my man Neff did Madden 08 rosters, and I say we because he let me test them. We made it look good. Come on, man, y'all. Come on, man.
So and see, that's what I'm saying. Your favorite is your favorite. Cool. What you love is what you love. Cool. That's you. You telling me them running animations, the way they look, that's the heat. Got it. No problem. So that's why hey, it's all good. It's all good, man. But like I said, oh, okay, I'm just looking at the comments. But like what I was saying though,
But look, see, this is what I'm saying right there. Look at Luke. Again, let me say this. I'm gonna be clear and I want to move on because I don't want to keep derailing the show every week.
No,
I'm gonna stop having debates with some of you guys. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Because for you to say that, yes, that's a sim feature, but it's so much more than that. And like I said, I just don't agree with. I agree with you in principle with a lot of the stuff, but like a lot of times when you come here and you always say that's why I play Madden 15 because I want that alone. Me and Smitty don't want single things alone. We want presentation, gameplay, off-field immersion. All of those have to click in order for us to say that's a heck of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Because 360 had concussions, is no way I can sit here and say not a game on 360 was better than what we've seen on PS4 and now modern day. So I digress. I'm not even entertaining that no more. That's not a disrespect. It's not just you. I'm just saying when it's certain things like that, that's your thing. Yes, your baby. We never gonna see eye to eye. So it's better for me just to not even. I'll respect everybody's opinion and we'll just leave it at that, man. And that's all.
Yeah. So he's silly.
And that was an NFL thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the helmet's popping off. Thank God I didn't love that. But again, we know why some of this stuff ain't there.
The NFL, the Shield said it can't be there. It's not because of EA. EA wanted dynamic attendance where fans were leaving the stadium and everything. Guess why they had to get rid of that? Because NFL ownership got upset about that. Man, you mean people leaving my team arena? Oh, no, they ain't having that.
Yes, they do in real life, sir.
Right. So at times when these dudes try to innovate, they try to innovate and they try to replicate what really happens, and they get cut off by the Shield. The Shield came through complaining it. So if the Shield complain, hey, nope, gotta revert it. Gotta take that out. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's gotta go. So it is what it is. But
oh yeah, that was a dope feature, man. That was a dope. And listen, man, it ain't just us. Guys like Mad Side, they know, man. Mad Side was there before us. They know it's And nobody's more frustrated than us because we imagine doing what we've all done. Gone down there for years, and we're giving them this feedback. And for a few years, still don't really know, but when you really get into the weeds of it, and I'm gonna go as far as saying you befriend some of the devs, like some of these dudes really rock with you, and they tell you the real stuff that I can't tell y'all right now because I won't, because I'm not that type of dude. When they even tell you the real, like when the dog, me and Smitty has been in the car with a dev when he telling us, man, we got to do this. We got to DB's got to have different technique. The dev telling this. I mean, he's screaming at us like I'm talking now.
Like we the like we're the bosses or something like that. Like
Sherman don't play. Richard Sherman don't play cover 3 the same way. I mean, and I'm like, dog. That's when them light bulbs was like, yeah, it's a business, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not. And again, me and Smitty have grown. We're older than we once were way back then. And like I said, we first went down there in 2012.
Yeah,
we've matured in this thing, man. So it's like again, sometimes I get semi frustrated because I'm like, man, we keep telling the truth, and y'all just don't. I say y'all. I don't know who it applies to, but some of y'all just won't receive it. We telling you exactly what's happening. Like, dog, this is why you shouldn't really worry so much because of X, Y, and Z. And when you see that change, what did I say? Now I'm starting to believe there may be a culture change now. These are fundamental things in franchise I thought wouldn't happen. Remember, I kept saying that I'm not going to believe that the culture is different because I've been hearing that. I'm not going to believe that until I see results. Seeing that they focus so much on franchise, even though we forced it. Round of applause, community. This is different. This is different. Now I'm looking to see if they're going to keep this going and not just franchise. It needs to be well-rounded. Y'all, yeah, like we always say, y'all need to be doing everything. As a gameplay team, as a franchise team. Mm-hmm. Let's get next gen going, man. Come on, man. Get this game back to the glory days. Make this game great. Let them work. Let them work, bosses. Let them work. So, yeah, man.
Y'all gotta remember. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's a QA guy, if it's a engineer, if it's a lead gameplay designer, lead franchise mode, whatever. They still have bosses that are above all of them. And they have to follow protocol based off of what they're told from the top down, not from the bottom up. They can't come to them and say, hey, man, we need this, that, and the third in the game. Oh, all right, you guys, here's a blank check. Go ahead and do it. No, it doesn't go like that. They have the budget that's set for them, and then they have to work off of that, period. Regardless of how much they want to fight for something. That's it. So for this stuff, yeah, you got to give them their credit, man. Give these cats their roses. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, I got to give it to you for this year. We gave it to you when you didn't have it. I was up here saying multiple times, what's the point of Swami being there, man? He ain't doing nothing. All that know-how that man got. And look what's coming out. And see, this is something I thought about offline when I was looking at all this stuff. I'm glad to see all this stuff happening. But let's just make something clear here, because many times over, people said, oh, they need football people. Excuse me. They need all that in the studio to make the game. Man, EA could literally hire current football players, Hall of Famers, head coaches, assistant coaches, O&D coordinators, the whole nine. They all literally could just come into the building, and you got the coders, you got the coders, the programmers, the engineers, the mocap talent, all that stuff, and all they do is just tell them what to do, and everybody else does the work for them. We would have Madden 22 the way we got it, regardless. You see what I'm saying? It would have been no different. Madden 21, the way that game came out, would have been the same way. Madden 19, the game that people, oh my God, it's a game. It would have came out the way it came out. It would have. Man, but you guys hired Vincent Wilfork and y'all was working on the trenches and you hired Jeff Saturday and all. Yep, we sure did. Hey guys, this is Madden 19 and this is the way it plays. See what I'm saying? Like those players, they don't run the show. You see what I'm saying? They don't run the show. So it's only going to come out based upon how EA says they can do it based off of their budget. That's it. That's how it works. That's how it works across the board. But it's different scenarios for different, studios and dev teams. So, but this is a good thing.
This is great.
This is a great real step. Good thing. Yeah. Like this is the step we needed.
If this is y'all, we know we all hate this term, but if this is the start of a 3-year plan, I'm on board. That's what if I'm telling you, when you finally get a chance to read all the blogs, and again, Gridiron Notes coming out tomorrow, go listen to the podcast. There's nuggets in there. I'm going to read one in a second. If they continue on that path for the next 2 years, because here's what I'm going to be pushing for next. Oh, okay. I see what y'all did. So y'all got me the scouting. Now, this is what I want y'all to do next. Let's go looking at NCAA again. In free agency, you remember how I've always said, I know Mad Side's been all over this, how that pitch system and all that needs to be in free agency. I need to be able to woo guys to my team or keep guys here, incentivize them. Weather. Hey, LA, the 3 W's of life. I know you can't add one of them W's in there. Some of y'all caught that. I know you can't do that in the NFL, but lovely weather, nice eye candy. I mean, anything you want, we need stuff like that. No income tax in this state. But just take that pitch system when you were recruiting and make that into a Madden style free agency. And that's how you sign players and that's what I'm saying. We don't know the details of this scouting yet, but it looked like there is some real depth to that thing. As far as so this is what I'm saying. Now I think it is possible for them to do something similar in free agency. See what I'm saying? So again, 2 more years like this, we should be straight in franchise from top to bottom. There's room to grow, and that's what I'm saying. You can be excited for this year, and maybe we'll be disappointed next year. Who knows? But at least for this 1 year, you got to give credit where credit is due. You have to. And we have to see how it plays out, man. But here's a nugget, man, that I don't think, if you guys didn't listen to the podcast, they said that you can. Actually, I think I have it quoted here. Oh, look like my man 4 Verts actually tweeted it out too. On episode 1 of Making Madden, they said that the CPU can steal your coordinator at a certain time period and make him its head coach. Like Swami said something about it being a mini hiring period, like where I forgot what he called it, but say, so-and-so gets fired. You can hire him as your D coordinator if that's where his strong suit was. Or, you can also steal somebody else's coordinator and make them your head coach. Now, it'll be interesting to see how that stuff plays out in 32-man leagues. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of little nuggets, man, that I'm even going to go back and listen to them again that I did not know, even playing the beta. Like how, one small thing I can say, you really have to decide how you want to build your team. Like you won't be able to go through the entire coach tree. It's not like you can, I got this and this unlocks that. No. They said that you make a decision which way you want to progress. So if you go this way, the things on this side won't be available to you. So you literally have to decide how you want to how you want to build your team and the philosophy from the head coach to the coordinator to the D coordinator. That's all right.
See,
again, it might be baby steps to some, but I'm saying this is a level of depth that we want in this mode. So, and again, like Smitty said, the scouting, we haven't even seen it yet. We just know that they've given us a little peek.
Yeah.
But I from what some people are kind of alluding to is it's deeper than what you think. They said that the news section will be very important to scouting in the mock drafts, and this is what I'm saying, man.
Isn't that what we said needed to happen? See what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
This is and see, I was just gonna say, piggybacking off your point, somebody has said on Twitter, see, some folk put the cart before the horse when it came to this game, and it was like, but you can't even. What about taking D coordinators and making them head coaches? You can't take them away from other teams or nothing like that. Oh, it's a fail. I'm like, and listening to the interviews, you listen to the interview and you made the points you just made. I'm like, see, that's exactly the point. Just like my man tweeting the scenario engine event he dealt with on Twitter during this beta here. What you got to understand, guys, is that all the best sports games we play have have Easter eggs in them, have little nooks and crannies in them. They're not on the back of the box. You see what I'm saying? But it still is part of the game. And it looks, it looks solid when we come across it. Oh, yo, Man, I just had this scenario happen, bruh. This is crazy. I ain't never seen that. And yeah, EA, you see what I mean? Like when people have that kind of stuff happen, and it's not, oh, I knew it was coming because I read the blog. That's the point. How many times have we given 2K praises for stuff that wasn't said in an interview, in a blog, in a on the back of the box, or in a preview video or anything like that? Yo, they got these mannerisms, and man, look what they do. Yo, look at the facial expressions. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. And it's like when we say that number and letter. Oh, yo. See, they know how to make games. But when EA does it is they ain't do it. And I understand the frustration, but the fact of the matter is they're doing it and they're promoting it in mass appeal. Like, no, we want y'all to know. Look what we did this year. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, we can't wait for y'all to dive into this game. I can't wait. I can't wait to listen to these interviews and stuff that I missed out on. Number one. Number two, man. This got me looking forward to the game. See, this is what I'm saying. If what they have, this is what I'm saying. If they can make the gameplay feel appetizing enough, satisfying enough, and just like I said last week on here, this stuff is going to be like a year one implementation kind of deal. I know some people already didn't forgot about that, but that's how this is. Seeing them kind of, they're trying to separate away from the two-man animation paradigm with the whiteout DB play. That's one thing. Secondly, like we gave them praises on Madden 21 for it. Hey, that tackling is looking much more organic and everything like that. Yo, I'm liking the way they're opening up that gap some more. You see what I'm saying? Now, what are they going to fill that gap up with?
Whoa. I just saw something. I couldn't be what I think of. I got to look at replay, but okay. Wow. Yeah, man. Bottom line, I know, we getting close to wrap up time. It's this. Yeah. I just want everybody always to, like I said, I think people say it to me all the time, even on the Steelers podcast. And it's like, yo, man, I appreciate you putting things in perspective. I think that's just me by nature. That's my personality. So that's what I am, guys, as a gamer, as the Madden critic that you guys, that's been rocking with me forever. And I hate to talk about myself. Y'all know I hate that. But the guy that y'all grew to love, and this is what I do. This is how I approach it. It's always from a level head standpoint, even when we was a little more quote unquote rah-rah, it was still from a level headed perspective. It was still from a, nah, man, y'all used to do this. There's that point again. Y'all used to have that. So what I wanted was for them to bring his stuff back. It's stuff I still want to come back. Right? Here's another thing I would be looking for them to do soon: roster management. Go look at the video I did a couple years ago using 2K stuff. Some of that stuff they've checked off the list. But we need to really have the contract restructures and front load, back load, signing, but all of that stuff where you can, try to finagle that cap the same way that NFL teams have to. Steelers fans, y'all know, if I want to kick it down the road and it bites me in the what later, that's my fault. If I want to throw voidable, we need that stuff to start coming in next. So, but my point is, I'm always going to have the level head, man, even when I give my feedback, understanding that, okay, it's still a game. And I always try to figure out what things are video game problems and what things are broken. You understand what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's some stuff I asked for, it might not be so easy to do. Maybe. But the caveat is when I see it done in another game, like a FIFA, I'm always going to be a little more critical, like, well, this game can do it. So I know y'all can do it. But my best advice to you guys, man, listen, if it ain't hitting, if it ain't what you want, pass on it. Simple. Or try to enjoy it. Listen, y'all want me to admit it on air? Do I want Madden to be great? Yes. Why? Because this is the only modern day football game we have. I'm a football guy. So as long as I have life in my body and I'm doing this, which I don't ever foresee this stopping, playing video games. I don't know when I'm gonna stop playing video games. And it don't cost me to do nothing but sit here with Smitty, get on YouTube, make video. I'm gonna keep trying to give feedback to the only game on the market. So maybe it will end up being the great game that we all want. And that's it. That's all. But I'm not gonna go crazy and go ham every year, because to me personally, not talking about you guys, but my personal personality, and that's pointless for me to do that. It's out of my control. Now I'm way past that, man. My life goes on whether Madden is great or not. So I'm telling you, it's therapeutic, man. When you start viewing it like that, like I said, even on the Steeler podcast, a lot of guys after the show will be like, man, you made it. You made it a little more digestible as far as that loss, because you gotta put stuff in perspective. That's all. My brother Tony in the building. What's up, Tony? Got to put it in perspective, guys. That's all. That's all, man. You know, so don't get so bent out of shape over these games, man. It's more to life than is EA ever gonna make the great game. If they do, they do, and if they don't, enjoy it the best you can or not.
There's too many games out here, man, to gridlock yourself on one. I know we're huge on football. Well, I'm like, we're huge on football and basketball. Sim loves boxing. I love MMA and boxing, stuff like that. But there's other games too that I can fill in the meantime and play if Madden ain't cutting it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As much as it sucks, but if it's not cutting it, man, I got options. I definitely got options. I'm just not like, oh, I'm just going to guess I'm stuck. No, I ain't stuck at all.
I've just grown to realize, and again, this is not giving Madden a pass, because we all, that's the main point. We all know how far behind Madden has been. It's not going to happen overnight if it's been so far behind. That's number one. Number two, this goes to show you how irrational sometimes fan bases are. The way some of these people are trying to dissect and pick apart ESBC. Guys, like, we never seen no combat game that looked like that. Like, and that's why, again, y'all heard me say this a couple years ago. That's why I kind of bowed out of the community as far as being like Sim the savior, and Smitty and Azure the savior. Y'all can go to other dudes for that. I'm not. I can't, man. Video games are supposed to be my enjoyment and my time away from reality. And I just try to enjoy these consoles the best I can. I don't have time to put all this energy in. Speaking of which, I saw Soft Drink made a video the other day.
Yeah.
Is he back?
Or, I guess he's still back on the Madden on his Soft Drink channel. Yeah, he couldn't stay away. You know what I'm saying? It was like he had to make that Madden 22 video talking about it. He had to go ahead and do it, and he did it there. And look. I didn't
get a chance to watch it.
I haven't watched it yet either, but I can't get mad at it because he's making all that bread off of it. So it's like, yo, why not?
Hey, man, that's what I said last week.
He know where he at. He know they got him in that niche.
If you one of them dudes that look at DJ say, yeah, he like that. That's all. Listen, man, y'all know I'm gonna keep it a buck, fam. In music terms, don't do a Logic. He done came back out of retirement. Dude talking about he was retired 4 months. Come on, man. Like, and listen, I don't know soft drink like that. I'm just making fun. I'm just joking. But it's like, dang, I was just giving him praise last week. And now he back. I'm like, oh, like now what am I supposed to say? I don't. But if that's your, just like Smitty said, that man he's grew that channel. You making dough off of that.
Yeah.
But if that is not what makes you happy, if we are to believe what you said when you left, don't come back just for that dough, bro. You'll get it somewhere else. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. Because let me tell you, I could do that if I wanted to. I know enough people in this community that has even, I know the tricks to the SEO and all of that. If I wanted to be the rah-rah guy and Madden, I could blow this channel up. I could, because it's a formula when it comes to Madden. But that's not authentic to me. I'm gonna be authentic before anything. I'm gonna be me before anything else. So that's all I'm saying, homie. I don't know you. Like I said, we just joking, and I respect what you do. I watch your vids. There's some guys stuff I don't watch, but I do watch your videos because they're great. You put them together very well. But what I'm saying, if you really left because of what you were saying before, don't come back, man. Don't come back. If that ain't gonna change, them feelings and thoughts are not gonna change if that's really how you feel. So that's all I got on that. Yeah, man. We'll see, guys. We will see. We will see.
Yep.
Kevin said, "Do it." I'm telling you, I could, dog. I got the blueprint. It's easy. It's easy, and my channel is already boxed in as a Madden channel as it is. So if I started going nuts, I'm telling you, it's easy. It's easy to do that. But that ain't me. That is, that don't make me happy or excited. And I never want YouTube to become a job, man. That's why, more of my focus, if you guys noticed, is me doing the Steelers thing, and y'all gonna start seeing way more content. And then, of course, me and Smitty gonna continue this, but it's like kind of transitioning away from what Sim used to do. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't got the energy for that no more, man. Like, what I'm really gonna start doing, if y'all really want to know, Smitty knows this. I've been waiting for when I could get back to just breaking down football videos. I used to do that with all pro football, even some Maddens. That's kind of where I'm gonna get back to when I do the pre-recorded videos. That whole flaw that, I just don't. I'm looking for good football, and shout outs to VF. I think I saw him put a tweet out similar to that. I'm looking to showcase nice football being performed. Hopefully Madden can give me some of that. And that's kind of where I'm going with it. I just don't have the energy no more, man, to, we'll point out the flaws early, and that's it. I'm not going to harp on that stuff all year. I'm just, nah.
And then after that, it's still the summer. When that boxing hit,
yes,
what I'm saying? When that boxing hit, that's going to potentially, based on how the game plays. And what Boxing Fanatical has said, I watched part of a video he has said Todd Grisham did an interview, and apparently when they do drop their gameplay video, he said it's supposed to be a 15-minute long video. So I'm like, see, when they do that, we definitely breaking it down here, just like we did the other time. We gonna show all of it.
Oh, I'm all
Talk
over
about
that.
It and everything.
All over that. Look at this damn field blocking, man.
That's
see, this is what I'm saying. I'm not a flawed critiquer. Yeah. When I see good, I'm gonna point it out. Y'all watch my videos. Y'all know most of the time I'm like, I like how this happened. Kind of like to see this replicated differently, but it's like the blocking on this play that I have right here is crazy. I'm on the 26-yard line, and I run halfback base, right? And let me try to give y'all a quick analysis. What is this I'm faced against? Let's cover one robber. Everyone's in man. So I got trips to the left, backside safety comes down into his robber spot. Corner, on the single guy is playing man coverage. Receiver obviously selling it. He's not even attempting to block. He runs all the way to about the 8-yard line. On the play side, Fryermuth gets all the way to the backside, the play side safety, takes him out to play, right? Juju and James Washington sell their routes as well. And when they get to about the 10-yard line, they block it. They block them dudes the entire time. Stayed with them the entire time, and I scored the touchdown with a little stiff arm at like the 3, and Najee shrugs it off. And it's like, again, these are the things that when people say statements like "there's no football in Madden," I'd be like, "See, we're not going to be able to have a constructive conversation because that has been a false statement for a very long time.
Yep.
That there's no football." What me and Smitty talk about is how they replicate football. How is the AI? How is player movement? How is physics, trenches? It's never like Madden has had football in it for a long time. It's just it doesn't choose to replicate the right way or the way they've chosen to replicate certain scenarios. So that's where our analogies are a little different than others. Because you see it all over the user voice feedback. I haven't left one thing on there. I've been sending all my stuff directly to the devs. Some of the stuff people are saying in there, I'm like, and I've been assured by a couple guys that they look for the meat. They a lot of that fluff. But I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I think I speak to those who are, and I don't feel ashamed by saying this. I speak to the like-minded. That's it. Some of you guys are not going to rock with my style or Smitty's style or agree with it. That's fine. Like I'm not going to try to convince, it's fine. I speak for those who are like-minded and roll the way we roll. And if you don't roll, if the way I roll doesn't jive, then, all right. I would suggest going somewhere where it jives. The whole politically correct, man, is like, that's out the window these days, man. Like, whatever, man. It don't mean that much to me. I'd rather just be rocking. That's why I always call you guys when y'all quote unquote subscribe. I say, welcome home, you fam. It's a family affair. Like we rocking. Anybody who comes sideways on some other stuff, nah, man, you can go. We that ain't what we do. And I think Smitty probably just feels the same way. Like it's all about, man, gamers who are trying to better games and whatever the game may be that has options. We don't have to just stick with this game, even though we're football. I mean, that's my thing. That ESBC, I'm gonna be all over that. Mm-hmm. That Battlefield. Come on, man. Oh. So if Madden decides that it ain't gonna hit the way we think it might hit this year, okay, I'll play it sparingly and I'll be having, I will enjoy these consoles.
Yeah,
that's it. So
that's it.
Yeah, man. Just like my man right there just said, it's supposed to be fun, man. Again, last statement. We're not saying not to give feedback. We all give negative feedback. Do that, but just to. When it becomes a job, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. There's people on Twitter every day talk. Dog, when you complaining that much about a game, you are giving it more attention than people who like it. Like, I don't know, man. But all right, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna go see who winning the game, man. I ain't even check. I'm gonna go watch the rest of this thing. Go upstairs, chill out with the fam a little bit. But all right, guys, we will see you guys next week. Hope everybody is well. What I would encourage you to do, man, if you are interested in, what Madden is doing, just stay up on the, on the blogs. And if you get a chance, play it. Hopefully you guys are able to play the beta, give your feedback. When the game comes out, you know I will be streaming it. Smitty will be streaming it, so you guys can get full look at it. Because what I'm actually doing right now, and shout outs to people who gave me this suggestion, I've been playing 13-minute quarters with 13-second acceleration, and I don't think I'm going back. So I think this year, if I do a franchise, I'm sure I will, I think it's going to be more just live streams. Like whenever I'm going to play a game, I stream that game, and man, it's a different feel. It's a different feel. I can kind of see some of the ebbs and flows playing that long, especially we didn't even get into this, the dynamic game day stuff that's going on, and playing in Seattle. Bruh. Yes, I just can't wait to see the final tuning of all of this stuff.
And the home field advantage is a big deal.
It is.
Especially it's when I played the Rams and they made some plays against me, key plays. Man, my stuff was frazzled. Okay, on my side.
Them 12s ain't no joke,
bruh. So
and the crowd noise, nice, like they did some good stuff with the audio this year.
They sure did. See, once again, Azure is the main one. When FIFA came out and shown their trailer, it was like, that's living worlds. That's what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to hear audio like that. Like, I want to feel like I'm in the environment. And it's like, like what Sim's saying. It's like they're capturing that environmental sound respectively, at that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Final judgment, of course, guys, when we get closer. But right now, okay, I see where they're going, and we'll see. We'll see. None of this is final, so we'll see. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here, man. Hope you guys have a great night. Be well. Stay safe. God bless. And we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Yep. Peace.
We out of here.